Hey, horror fans, once again, it is me, the Horror Mizamani G. It's actually time to do another horror video tag. I was tagged by my good friend Sean Patrick Urshan from the Horror Corner. To do this tag is called Dave's Horror Tag 2022. Now, if you're not subscribed to Dave's Horror, I'm going to leave a link in the description box below for his channel. He has some great content, and he has created this nice little horror tag. There are 10 questions, so let's go on ahead and start with question one. Question one is earliest memories of horror movies. Now, obviously, when it comes to horror movies from my early childhood days, obviously has to go to the Universal Monsters. I saw the Universal Monsters. I'm pretty sure most people who are seeing my channel, I started watching horror movies by watching The Mummy, Frankenstein, Dracula, The Wolfman, all of the Universal Monsters. And then eventually I transitioned over to Hammer's horror films, obviously the Dracula horror series starring the great late Christopher Lee and all the other horror films from Hammer. So that's one of my earliest memories of watching horror. Question number two is favorite horror movie of all time. Everyone probably knows this. It's The Exorcist. Can't top that. Question number three, favorite sci-fi horror film in all time. Now, there are several others. People might say The Thing, but I'm going to go with Alien. You can't get a better sci-fi horror film than Alien. The setting is very atmospheric. It's very claustrophobic setting. You have this alien creature on board, and it seems indestructible. And of course, it introduced us to the character Ripley, wonderfully played by Sigourney Weaver. So obviously, favorite sci-fi horror film of all time is Alien. Question number four, what is your favorite subgenre of horror? Now, I got asked this question some time ago by my good friend Cecil from the Horror Show. He asked me this question. I'm going to answer the same way. I really don't actually have a favorite subgenre because I love all horror. It doesn't matter if it's a slasher film, vampires, werewolves, any supernatural creatures, possession films, zombie films, anything that has to do with horror, paranormal activity. I love it. So I really don't actually have a particular favorite because I love all of horror. Question number five, what is the goriest horror movie of all time? Now, I might pick, a lot of people are probably going to say Dead Alive. And at that time, it was, and it might be still the goriest horror film. But if you actually saw The Sadness this year, I believe that film tops Dead Alive as the goriest film I've ever saw, because you can't get anything more gory, more brutal than The Sadness. Question number six, a good underrated horror film. And this is a horror film I believe came out during the early 80s and no one talks about it. It's called The Beast Within. Now, it's a decent horror film that no one really talks about. Ronnie Cox actually stars in this particular film, and it's about he and his wife, they get trapped in the woods. Unfortunately, the wife gets sexually assaulted by some unknown entity, a creature in the woods. She eventually has a child, and then, of course, the child winds up having the same genetic condition as his father is. And it's pretty interesting. So you have not seen The Beast Within, go check it out. Coming at number seven, favorite anthology horror film. My favorite one, there's plenty of others, but I got to go with Trick or Treat. You can't get anything better than Trick or Treat. It's one of the favorite anthology films I always like to watch, especially during the Halloween season. But I can watch it anytime I want because that's how much I love that anthology horror film. So obviously, Trick or Treat. Question number seven, favorite Stephen King adaptation. Now, a lot of people might pick It, but for me, I'm actually going to pick Christine. I think Christine is one of the best Stephen King adaptations I've ever seen. It kind of sticks close to the source material. I would love to see this reboot, mainly because I love Christine so much because it reminds me of one of my favorite horror films in the 70s, The Car. And I simply just love what they did with the film. I would love to see this get remade, but Christine is my favorite Stephen King adaptation. Favorite horror movie that's come out within the past 10 years. Now, ooh, boy, you're going to talk about some great favorites that have come out within the past 10 years. Obviously, It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2, Quiet Place Part 1 and Part 2. I love that, but I'm going to pick my favorite, sentimental favorite is Hereditary. The reason why I say that is not only because of Toni Collette's performance, she deserves an Oscar nomination, is that goddamn Charlie kid and that clucking still creeps me out. I mean, you can't get any better than that than Hereditary. So it's definitely one of my favorite horror films within the past 10 years. And of course, who is your favorite horror icon? Well, I'm pretty sure everyone knows. It's Freddy, yes. Welcome to prime time, bitch. Kung Fu that. Yep, it is Freddy. I am a huge fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Yes, and I'm one of the people that will defend Freddy's death. I know a lot of people do not like that film. Some people consider it the worst in the franchises, but I will defend Freddy's death. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people say, you must be crazy, Monty. Nope, but that's my opinion. I enjoy Freddy's death. I like mostly all the films in the franchises. Obviously, there's some the remake didn't do that good. Not a huge fan of the fifth film in the series, The Dream Child, but mostly all the other films in the franchise I truly did love. Okay, so now comes the part where I'm starting to tag some people. I'm going to see. I don't know if Triv, if you do tag videos such as this, but I'm going to tag you, Triv, of Trivia Theater, Strange Monkeys. If you actually do this tag, I want you to do this tag. Marty from the Trash Picture Show, please do this tag. And of course, Random Ross from Ross Reviews, you also been tagged as well. And anyone else who wants to do this video, you just been tagged just by watching it. But just please make sure you give the credit to Dave's Heart because he's the one that created the tag. So there you have it. That's my video for the day, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, like, and share because it does help out with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button. Ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put a new video such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember that horror rules. And I see you in my next video. I'm out.